Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Pastor John Woodin wishing you a good morning and welcoming you to Coffee with the Pastor. I'm Pastor John Woodin, and this is our ministry of Hollywood Faith Christian Center in beautiful Hollywood, Florida, on the Gold Coast of Florida. Today we start in Romans chapter 8. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. Wow. So if you're of the flesh leads to death. If you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. And if we are adopted into the family of God, who we cry out, Abba, Father, so we can say, He is our Father God, but we are co heirs with Christ. We are co heirs with Christ. Everything that Jesus gets, we get. But Galatians 4 says there we might receive the adoption as sons, and because you are sons, God has sent forth the Spirit of His Son into your hearts, crying out, Abba, Father. Therefore, there are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. And Jesus tells us in John 14, I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. The implication here is, of course, is a Hebrew wedding, that the son goes back, and it's not until the father releases him that all is ready with the room that he has prepared for his new bride. Can he go and get his bride and bring her to the wedding chamber? In John 15, we have to see the concept of friendship. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends. Jesus said, if you do whatever I command you, no longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all the things I've heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me. I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain. You're my friends, and I chose you out of the world. You say, how could he possibly have chosen me? Well, he chose you out of the world and made you one of his friends. So we who were once slaves of the world, and now Jesus called us to a place of intimacy. Now, very important. John 21, if you remember John 21, Simon Peter is going back to fishing. Jesus has been crucified. He's pretty sure their ministry is now over, and he's going back to commercial fishing. Now, we know he has an encounter with Christ, but Jesus has to reestablish the covenant of friendship. That is very important. In the Middle East, the covenant of friendship is extremely important, and you have is a profound and sacred bond that is deeply rooted in biblical truth. It is characterized by mutual commitment, loyalty, and love in the form of a commitment, a covenant rather. And so it is a real commitment to the other person. So when Peter denies Jesus 3 times, he breaks the covenant 3 times. So if you notice, Jesus goes to Peter and he says to him, do you love me, Peter? And he says, yes, Lord. He says, well, feed my sheep. 3 times he does this. Finally, Peter is very upset. Lord, you know everything. Why are you asking me this? And Jesus has to restore him, because when push came to shove, when it came down to it, he betrayed Jesus by not standing up for him. You were even required under the covenant of friendship that if somebody comes into your house, you have to protect him. Even if he is an enemy, you must protect him from all outsiders. And so Peter really blew it. What we see is a special covenant or bond in 1 Samuel 18 with David and Jonathan, where there's something that was knit together in them. And Jonathan even betrays his father, his own father, to protect David. That's how strong this covenant is of friendship. He who withholds kindness from a friend, Job 6, forsakes the fear of the Almighty. When it came time for Peter to defend his friend Jesus, what happened? He wimps out. And even a little girl in Luke 22, even a little girl confronts him, and he says he doesn't know him. This is how important some of these things are. And you say, well, it doesn't make sense. Why did you ask me so many times? He had to undo what had been done by Peter's betrayal and denying him 3 times. Now he could be restored to the place of friendship. God bless you. See you again next time.